Today's date, marking the 10-year anniversary of Eden's passing, is significant in that witnesses have come forward confirming that Eden was last seen after midnight on the 17th. One can only conclude that Eden's death certificate is incorrect and requires immediate amendment to reflect this fact. I'd like now to introduce Sky-Amanda Westbrook, Eden's younger sister, who would like to say a few words.
Hey everyone, is that good? I want to first give thanks to all the people gathered here today and to the people who have supported my family in the past but could not make it today. Today marks 10 years since the day my older sister's life was taken far too young. Eden was smart, talented and a kind sister, but most of all, Eden was a person. A person who was supposed to be protected by the same institutions that she was neglected by. On the day of Eden's death, my family was not informed by a police or emergency service. We were informed by a friend who had witnessed Eden's lifeless body hanging near the main street, just like many others did, due to police who refused to cover a 15-year-old girl's hanging corpse. My mother and father begged for Eden's body to be covered. They begged for her last piece of dignity to be protected, but police refused. They let Eden hang for hours while they conducted a poor investigation and minimal forensics, which led to no answers. I remember hearing the news about how my father had to witness his dead daughter's body despite him pleading to authorities he did not want to, and I remember how my mother just wanted to hold her baby one last time. Since this day, my family have been plagued with the grief while fighting an ongoing battle with a system that is supposed to ensure justice. A police force which is supposed to protect its community. During this time of questioning and fighting, I have seen beautiful acts of courage and bravery by people who are willing to challenge an unjust system rather than stand idly and watch as it neglects members of our community. I have also seen acts of cowardice from the systems and institutions that were meant to stand as a pillar of strength for their people. I see this in the institutions that have withheld critical information from my family for 10 years, in the evidence connected to Eden's case that disappeared or was never seized, in the state funeral they held for a known pedophile, Senior Sergeant Paul Reynolds, who signed off Eden's case, and in the fact they cannot bring themselves to take accountability even when they have done unspeakable damage. If there is nothing to hide, why won't they release the autopsy photos to the independent forensic pathologist? I was 11 when my sister died near the main street of my hometown, St. Helens. I am now 21 years old, whereas Eden will remain 15 for the rest of my life. My older sister is now and forever younger than I will ever be due to what happened on that tragic night. Eden's death and the actions of authorities involved changed the course of my life. I now study law as an attempt to ensure the wrongdoing that happened to my family does not happen to anyone ever again. Even if it only saves one person from the grief my family have endured, it would be worth it. I do this for Eden. I do this for Mum and Dad, who had to juggle being the courageous and loving parents they are while haunted by visceral grief that will never leave them. I do this for my own closure. And most importantly, I do it for people who have fortunately not experienced the heinous things the Tasmanian justice system is capable of doing and has done to me, my family and Eden. The approach has been lacking genuine compassion and respect. Surely we are entitled to the truth. Eden was capable of achieving so much good in this world. I knew that even as a child. She was robbed of so many opportunities, but even in death, Eden's ability to create love, passion and kindness has extended past her short and vibrant life. I know all these achievements will never be lived, but I am still so proud of you, Eden, for high school, from which you will never graduate. I'm still so proud of you for the career which you will never pursue. I'm still proud of you for a wedding which you'll never have. And I'm still so proud of you for all the kindness you would have shown the world if you were still here today.
Wow. Thank you, Sky. I'd just like to invite Dontay Westbrook up to say a few words as well.
Hello everybody.
Good morning.
Okay. Before I start, I want to give thanks to everyone for organising this vigil for me, my family, and most importantly for Eden. I want each of you here today to look around you. Look at the people on the paths, the cars driving by. The community is full of life. At this time, most people are heading to work or school. Now I want you to think, on this day exactly 10 years ago, there was a 15-year-old girl hanging by a rope from a tall tree that stood in the park near the centre of St. Helens. This girl is my sister, Eden Jade Westbrook. On this day, my parents witnessed their daughter's corpse hanging in a tree, but not only did members of my family have to see this, but also my community. I'm not just talking about police officers, I'm talking about children, retail workers, suicide survivors, and so much more. All people who were shocked to see this on this fateful day. We believe Eden died in the early hours of the morning. You would have expected police to have her body covered up or cut down as soon as they could have. Instead, the police left Eden, my sister, hanging like she was put on show for the whole world to see for hours into the day. Long enough as the school bus to go past the park and allow students to take photos of her lifeless body. I knew Eden so well. She would have never wanted that to be her last image. She would have never wanted to inflict horror to the children and adults who had to bear witness to such tragedy. Eden and every other person standing here today would hope that they are treated with dignity and respect in their death. This right was stripped from Eden and it can never be returned. To this day, my parents are still plagued by the image of their daughter, their little girl hanging in that tree. I can guarantee she would have wanted to be carefully taken down and treated like a rose cut from its stem. The rose was her favourite flower and baby blue her favourite colour. Eden was so delicate and innocent. She was a child, and at the very least a child deserves to be treated not as a hindrance for the police to deal with, but as a person, and in Eden's case as a young girl who had just died in suspicious and tragic circumstances. Oh Eden, wherever you are, if anywhere at all, please let the world after your death be filled with the warmth and light you didn't have that night. As it's been so long since I've heard your voice, because I still can't manage to bring myself to listen to videos of you talking without it reducing me down to tears. As it's been so long since I've given you a hug, since I never knew that night would be the last chance. As it's been so long since you and all my siblings have gone to the beach together, because since you died, this family has never been whole and never will be again. Being a 9-year-old going through such unimaginable grief is a very peculiar feeling. I mean, I didn't even know what to do, so mostly I did nothing. Because of this, I missed out on what makes finally being 10 such a big deal. I never got the hype of growing up as an adolescent, because the older I got, the younger I realized Eden was when she died. And it just hurt every year I got closer to turning 15. That night when Eden died, it didn't just change her life, it changed the lives of all those around her too. I will never get the years back that I spent tormented by grief, but what I can do is make the most of now, whether that be treating myself to a day out or fighting for the truth and justice to be served in Eden's name. I can't change the past, but I, with others, can make sure the truth is finally revealed and people are held accountable for their omissions and wrongdoings. Eden will never truly rest until she has justice, and nor will we. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donnie. That was beautiful. I'd just like to acknowledge Andrew Jenner, here today, and we'll see for Lions. He has tabled a petition